And so, boys and girls, we come to the end of Magid, the end of the part of the Seder that tells the story of going out of Mitzrayim. Now, this part tells us the goal of telling the story. What's the point of telling a story that happened many, many years ago? Right? When you hear a nice story from maybe Rabbi Broner at the Shabbat assembly, and it goes many, many years ago. So, you hear a story that happened in the past. Does it really have anything to do with you in your life today? The Haggadah tells you, yes. Why are we making a Seder? Every single year we make a Seder. We get our family together, our children together. The parents tell the children, guys, this is what happened many, many years ago. Why? Because of what the Haggadah tells us next. Bechol dor vador, in every generation, chayav adam, a person must lirot et atzmo, to see himself or herself, ki'ilu, as if he or she, yatsa mimitzrayim, went out of Egypt. You have to picture yourself, that you, whatever your name is, listening to this video right now, whether it's Emmanuel or Yoshua or Avi or Rabbi Wagshel or Morin Baal, whatever the person who is listening has to think, how am I affected by this story? And you have to tell yourself, if Hashem didn't take the Jews out of Mitzrayim many years ago, my life would be totally different today. The Haggadah continues, Shenemar, like the Torah says, V'higadeta levincha bayom ahu le'mor. You should tell your children on that day, ba'avur zeh, because of this, Asa Hashem li b'tzeiti Mitzrayim. God did for me when I left Mitzrayim. You have to show him the matzah and the maror and all of the mitzvot. And because of these things that we're going to do as Jewish people, that's why God took us out of Egypt. Lo et avotenu bilvad, not only our fathers and grandfathers and great-grandfathers many years ago, Gal HaKadosh Baruch Hu, did God redeem, take them out of the slavery. Ela af otanu, also you and me, also us. Gal imahem, he took out with them. Shenemar, like it says in the Torah of Otanu, Hotzi Misham, he took us out of there. Leman havi otanu, in order to bring us, latet lanu et haaretz asher nishba lavotenu, to give us the land that he swore to our fathers. And the land of Israel that we have, and the Jewish people had, even though we went into Galut, it's still a precious land that God gave us, and we can go to visit it today. We're very lucky. And very soon when Mashiach will come, we'll all go and live there actually. But the fact that we today have the land of Israel, and the fact that we have the Torah, and we're a very special people, and everyone in the world knows how special the Jewish people are. And we love being so special that we could pray to Hashem every day, and Hashem made us a special nation that we have mitzvot, and we dress a certain way with the kippah and tzitzit, and girls in the modest styles, because we know that we're Hashem's children, Hashem's special people. We're not slaves in Egypt, or we're not slaves anywhere. We're not slaves to our computers, to our iPads. We're not slaves to TV, or to money, or to anything. A Jew closes off his TV on Shabbat, and he only thinks about Hashem, right? We are Hashem's special people. And this is what the Seder tells us, that you are Hashem's child, Hashem's son, Hashem's daughter, and you have a special mission to do mitzvot. And when you think about that, you say, wow, yes, I am affected by this story. This story did change my life. And I'm celebrating Pesach. And then, even though in our kids' Haggadah, we don't put the whole bracha, there's a beautiful bracha that we make right now at the end of the Haggadah. Your dad or whoever has a cup of wine will pick up the cup of wine at this point, in the Seder, okay, and it will be filled up with wine or grape juice, and they will make this bracha, and they will say, Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam, Ga'al Yisrael, blessed is Hashem who redeemed, who saved the Jewish people. And then we're going to say, Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam borei pri hagafen, and we're going to drink the wine, of course, while we are leaning on the left side. We're going to drink up the wine while we are leaning to the left. We're going to drink up all that wine or grape juice, and that is the end of the story of Magid. And we're going to thank Hashem. And another thing that I forgot to mention is that before we end with the story of Magid, we begin the Hallel. We begin praising Hashem and singing a song called Hallel, which we sing on Rosh Chodesh in part. And it's singing about how great is Hashem. Now the truth is, we know that the second to last part of the Seder is Hallel, and we're not at the end of the Seder yet. However, since we are saying how great Hashem is right now, and there's different opinions about when to say Hallel in the Seder, we start it before we drink the second cup of wine, before we drink cup number 2. And then we're going to continue Hallel later, and we'll see what happens after Magid. So boys and girls, let's review where we are right now. So far we did Kadesh, Urchatz, Karpas, Yachatz, Magid. What did we do so far? We made Kiddush, had the first cup of wine. Urchatz, we washed our hands without a bracha. Karpas, we dipped a vegetable in salt water to remember the tears of the Jewish people. Yachatz, we broke the middle matzah to remember how they had broken bread, poor man's bread. Magid, we told the long story for many pages about how the Jews went out of Egypt. Yes, it's a very long story. And we made a bracha, we drank the second cup of wine. And now the Seder is going to start moving pretty quick, because we're going to do the next parts. Take very quick, doesn't take as long, but they're very important. We're going to do Rachtza. We're going to wash our hands right now. And this time we're going to say a bracha. Asher kidishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al netilat yadayim. Just like we do on a regular time when we wash for bread. Because we are washing for bread. Because next is going to come the matzah, which is actually like bread. Now if you reach into your craft bag, you'll find another little piece of blue tissue paper, cut it out in a nice circle, put some glue down, and paste it on your cup to look like water. You can have some fun decorating your washing cup, whatever color that you like. Maybe you want to do it a yellow color, a blue color, whatever you want. Have fun. Decorate your Netilat Yadayim cup. This is your Haggadah, okay? And then you've really completed the page on Rachtza. Okay, and now it's time to move on to the next step, which is the Matzah. And now on this page, we have the next 3 steps of the Seder. Motzi Matzah, Maror Korech. These 3 happen very quickly, because actually, when you get a little older, you're going to discover that there's a time limit. You're supposed to eat the matzah, okay, within a few minutes, and the marar and the korich too. They're supposed to be eaten in a time called kedei achilat pras, the amount of time it takes to eat a small portion of bread. And the reason is because if you eat it too slowly, it's not really eating, it's like just nibbling. And you have to eat a kazayit, at least an ounce of matzah and morar. And then you're eating again in the korich sandwich, at least another ounce as well. And the adults of the Seder will help you with how much to have. Okay? And it should be in only a few minutes. There's different opinions how many minutes it is these days. Some people say as little as 3. Some people say as many as 7, even up to higher than that, depending if a person is healthy or not. Bottom line is, you don't have all night to finish this part, so it's done. It's done quickly. Okay, so motzi matzah, eating the matzah. Okay, what we do is we pick up all the 3 matzot that are left in the Seder plate right now. And we haven't been touching them the whole time since Yachatz. And we pick up those 3 matzot in our hands, just like on Shabbat, your dad picks up the 2 chalot. Well, we don't have chalot tonight, we have matzah. And we raise them up, and we say, Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem mina aretz. That's the motzi part. Okay, that's bracha number 1. The motzi matzah is actually 2 brachot. Motzi is bracha 1, and matzah is bracha 2. Okay, then what we do is, we're not going to eat the 3rd matzah right now. We're going to save it for korech. So we're going to actually let the 3rd matzah drop down into the Seder plate, or put it down, and then you're holding the top, the kohen, and the broken Levi in your hand, and then, because those are the ones you're going to eat from right now, you're going to say, Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech haolam, asher kiddishanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu al achilat matzah. Blessed are you, Hashem, who made us holy with the mitzvah of eating matzah. Right? This is the only time of year we make this bracha, very exciting, only on the Seder night. And then munch, munch, munch. You got to lean to the left, right? Because we're free tonight, and we're leaning like a king, like a free person who's relaxing. And we are going to eat 1 ounce. An ounce, by the way, how much is an ounce? I'll tell you an interesting rule. Okay, if you're eating those square matzot, the square machine shmura matzot, so those, many people say, usually this is 1 ounce, about 3/4 of the matzah, right? This amount. Okay, if you have one of the round ones, it's about half. Now, when I say it's about half, because it goes by weight. So if you get from a company or bakery that makes the matzot very, very big, then it might actually be less than that, because it might, maybe a smaller piece, right, weighs more, right? But depending on how it's baked, but an average is about a half a matzah for a round one, and about 3/4 of a machine one. If you could eat that, that would be awesome, because that is the mitzvah. Okay, and then, boys and girls, once you've eaten the matzah, okay, catch your breath. It's time for maror, the bitter vegetable. Now we know that we are allowed to use, for maror, we're allowed to use lettuce, romaine lettuce. Okay, so you don't have to eat all that horseradish, especially if you're a kid, right? What you do is you eat the leaf, the leafy maror, and again, it's 1 ounce of maror. How much is that? Well, they're different measurements. It's best to really check before the Chag to see the right amount. And then you take the maror, and you could sprinkle some of that white horseradish on it, right? And it's nice and bitter in there. And before you eat that maror, we dip it in the charoset. Remember, the charoset was a mixture of apples. Some people use pears and nuts and cinnamon or different types of spices, and you mix some wine in there, so it's a nice, sweet, mushy mush, and you dip your maror into it. Okay, now when you dip your maror into it, afterwards your maror is going to taste sweet. So we don't want the maror to taste sweet, so we shake off the shake the charoset off of the maror before we eat it. Okay, and then we eat at 1 ounce of maror in the same amount of time it took to eat the matzah. But remember, when we ate the matzah, right, we'll draw a nice picture of a chair and we'll make a nice pillow over here that you're leaning on the left side, right? You lean on the left side, right? But when you comes to the maror, the minhag is that, do you think we lean or not lean with the maror? The answer is no, we do not lean with our maror because the maror is a sign of slavery. The matzah is a sign that we ran out of Egypt very quick and the dough didn't have enough time to rise, so we lean and show we're free. But the maror, we're not feeling free, we're feeling bitter. And then it's time for korech. Korech, a sandwich of matzah and of maror and matzah. Okay, now, how do we eat the korech? So we take that third matzah, the bottom matzah, that was the Israel one, right? We had three matzot, they had a name for the three types of Jews, the Kohen, the Levi, and the Israel. So we take the Israel matzah, and we break off a piece of the Israel matzah, and actually the guy who's eating in this picture, it's a little bit too big, because that's like about 4 kizetim. It's enough for 4 people, really. Okay, and you make a sandwich. You put some maror in there, and you dip the maror in the charoset before you put it inside. And you shake it off nice and well, because again we don't want the maror tasting sweet. And then we eat that korich sandwich. Before we eat it, we actually have a custom to say, Kain asa Hillel. This is what Hillel, Rabbi Hillel, used to do Bizman shebeit hamikdash hayakayim, in the time that the Bet Hamikdash was standing, because this custom of eating a sandwich comes from a great rabbi named Rabbi Hillel. Actually, they didn't even call him rabbi because they just called him Hillel because he was so famous. Even we have a school named after him today. Many of us who are listening to this video go to Hillel school, and he was a very, very famous, great rabbi, the leader of the Sanhedrin, and you'll learn a lot about him when you are learning some Jewish history. But Hillel, he lived during the time that the Bet HaMikdash was still standing, and Hillel he used to take the meat of the Korban Pesach and wrap it up in matzah and maror, like a sandwich, okay, and eat it. And the reason why he would do that is because if you look carefully in the Torah, right, everything in the Torah is exact. The Torah says, al matzot umerorim. On matzah, al matzot umerorim means on. The word al, as we know, we had this word in our vocabulary list. Al means on. The Torah says you should eat the meat al matzot, on matzot umerorim. Now, many rabbis understood that it doesn't mean actually on top of the matzah. It means together with matzah and maror. But Hillel wanted to do it exactly like the Torah said it. He said, no. The Torah uses the word al, on. So I want to put my meat on my matzah and my maror. And that's how Hillel used to do it. So since we were not sure, is Hillel correct or the other rabbis were correct? So it came the custom to first eat your matzah plain and your maror plain, and then do the Hillel style way, wrap it up with the matzah and maror together. Right? But we make the bracha on this way because that's the main practice that we do. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to decorate this page, and don't forget we eat the korech. We are leaning by korech because korech, again, we're eating matzah as a sign of freedom, even though we have the maror in there, and we do lean by korech, and we try to do it in less than in less, in the amount of time it took for the matzah. Though if that's very hard, it could be a little bit more lenient over there, but definitely, don't take all night. And now I'm going to show you how to decorate this page over here. Okay, to decorate this page, I've got some matzah stickers. You should have gotten 4 matzah stickers with your Haggadah at least. So you took 3 of them on the other page for the matzah. Now you can put 1 over there on top of that stack, so that looks like matzah. The maror, you can decorate if you want. You can color it. like I did, color it, different colors, red and, red and purple, and brown for the nut colors, or what you could do, okay, or you can do is you can take some tissue paper, if you have any tissue paper left, and stick it over there of those colors. Now, as for the korech, so this you're going to find in your Haggadah bag that we gave you, you're going to find 2 miniature matzot. Okay, and what you're going to do is you're going to take some glue, and you're going to put the glue on the back of the first matzah and glue it down to the paper. Okay, then you're going to take some glue and put it on top of half of that matzah, and take some green tissue paper, which we gave you in that craft bag, and glue it down to that matzah. So that half the matzah is showing without any glue on it, right? And half the matzah has glue on it, and you stick the green paper. And then you take another mini matzah, you put glue on the back of that, and you stick that on top of the tissue paper, and let some of it stick on the matzah so it won't bounce off, and it looks like a sandwich. You're sandwiching it in between, okay? And that is how you're going to make your cardboard and tissue paper korech, okay? That's how you could decorate this page.